In this video, we're going to show you the features and settings that control your website and actually apply the state template to your website. And so we'll go through here. And so the main feature here is CAWeb options, and then you select settings, and you'll wind up at this page. And you can see here, you can set a fav icon, and that is actually displayed in the tab of the open page. You can set that to any ICO type file that you want. The default is typically the California Poppy. The next feature is being able to set the state template version, and we're expecting anybody new coming in would be on version 5. We do have two versions, version 4 and version 5. On this one, I'm going to focus on version 5, and the settings for it. The settings for version 4 are a bit different, but we're expecting everybody to be going to version 5 for now on. The next component is being able to set the menu type. So you can set to either a mega drop-down, a single drop-down list, or just a single list across the top of individual items. And then that will be controlled throughout the entire site from here. And then also on your front page, you can show the search bar if you want by clicking this, and we can jump over there, and basically by setting that value, it enables this search capability on the front page if you so choose. Then the next component is the sticky navigation, and we'll jump over and show you that as well. So the sticky navigation is regarding to this menu block here. So if we scroll down, you can see that the menu is actually stayed on the page rather than scrolling up with the entire page. So that's what it's called, sticky navigation, and that will stay there until you scroll farther up, and then brings it fully wide open again. And then the next component is the menu home link, and that is also, we can show you on this page. There is no home link, so this setting only controls every secondary page. It doesn't work on the actual home page itself. So if we go to a different page and click there, you can see that there is actually now a home link tied to that menu bar. And then the next piece is title display default off. And so this is actually when you open up a new page or a new post, whatever you have this set to. So if you have it turned off, then the setting for each new page will be for that the title display to be turned off. It will not do anything to any existing pages, but it will control any new page. So you either want it on and off as a default, but you can certainly then go in and change it at an individual page level as well. The one thing I did skip by accident here was the color scheme. So you can switch between the 5 color schemes that we have under the California State Template version 5. You can switch them back and forth very easily to see what your site looks like if you want. Then we jump down into the utility header section, and in here you can set a contact us page. If you leave this blank, it will simply not appear on your page, but once you set it, you can then see it in the utility bar where it assigns the URL that you've put in there to a contact us link. Then that's followed by a geolocator that you can enable. This would be used if you have maps or something on your page and you're trying to use the location where they're at and to help them locate anything new. But if you don't have maps or anything like that in there, you would not want to do this, because several times it'll give them indicators that you're trying to read their site location, and you may not want them getting annoyed with the site and having those questions asked. Then in the utility header, you also have the option to add a home link again as well in there. And then up in here, we'll show you in the utility, it's placed right by the next to the CA.gov logo. So you got the little home link right there. And then you're able to enter up to 3 different unique URLs and link titles that you want. And again, we can show you here is that we've added a custom one, and then we've provided the link for that. And you basically, those can be anything you want. They can be on the current website, or they can link to an external website, or whatever. So it gives you that capability to add extra links. Then on the page header, typically you'll always have a logo assigned to your site where you can actually browse for it and find it. This one's obviously already set. And the majority of all of these items will be set when the site is delivered to you, but these are just the ability that you can go in and change the configurations based off of some changes or things you want for your website. Then there's the standard Google settings, and those would be set for you up front unless you're managing your own Google search capabilities, and you may have the numbers here and you would have to apply them. And then the final setting on this tab is the Enable Google Translate. And basically by clicking that item, you then get the Google Translate capabilities added to your website. Okay, so that's the first tab. And then there's also a social media piece where you can add your links of all your social media, and then you can have it displayed in the header or in the footer. And so if it's up in the header, it's going to be displayed off to the right over here. And then down at the bottom of the page, it'll be displayed off to the right if you've selected in the footer. Okay. And then there's also the final ability to enter custom CSS, and whatever you enter in here will be for the entire site. So just be aware of that. And so you can make specific changes as you need to. And then one other piece that controls the settings for your website is part of the navigation component. Here you can set the footer, or you can change it into the primary menu. And here you can see this primary menu is pretty small, and here we have this listed as the header menu. And this is the one that's going to be displayed in the top section up as this part of the menu bar. Then you can also then have the footer menu. We'll go back to the footer and select it. And then so for the footer, you can see that this one's selected as a footer. Here they have multi-level nesting of the footer, but the footer is really only a single layer. So if you take an actual look at the footer for this page, you'll notice that it's just the 2 items at the top level that are listed in the footer. And the header has multiple capabilities to nested it only to 2 levels, however, though. So even if it was in the header level and you had it nested this deep, it would only show up to the 2 levels. So that's primarily the majority of the unique CAWeb options that need to be set to set your state template on your website. So hope this helps, and we'll talk to you again soon.